Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and today we're discussing the Stihl chainsaws. This one happens to be an MS-250, could be a 170. They're all pretty much the same and the same issues. Now, I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm a Stihl guy. I like my Stihls. I've had them since I was in my late teens. Always had them and I've got a few Husqvarnas, but Stihl has always been my go-to, and they've been a good, reliable saw. But when you're having problems, right? So we have to figure out what's actually going on with the machine. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm putting out short form for the shorts and then following up with the long form. If it's something that interests you, you can find the long form content on the channel as well. And we'd love to have you if you want to like and subscribe. And hit the bell if you want to hear of anything else coming out that you can watch or listen to and learn from. But the first thing we're going to want to do is just do a visual. Everything looks pretty good on the saw. So the next thing is put your thing on choke all the way down, and then that releases the cover. Some of your covers you've got the top, but this one here is the side. Take the air filter off. Take a look at it, because if it's all crap and anything else, it's not getting enough air, so it's going to actually flood your machine versus have a good running machine. So what tools are we going to need to diagnose what's going on? Well, what I've got on the table is a compression tester. You can get these at Harbor Freight. You can get a eBay, Amazon, Napa, AutoZone. They all carry them. It's going to be a tad bit more expensive when you go to Napa, but I've got my handy dandy, this is Harbor Freight, and it's complete setup to remove all spark plugs that are out there, and the only one that's lacking is the one that goes here, right? And that's the 3/4, and the 3/4 comes in most of your 3/8 drive sets as a part of your tools. So the first thing we're going to want to do is pop that plug off. So we've got a screwdriver, we've got spark tester, compression tester, and our spark plug removal equipment. So when you're doing this, wear safety glasses and safety wear if you could. Alright, so let's get into there, pop that. And what I want you to do at this point is take a look and see if you see any damage to that plug. If it's wet, is it water or is it saturated with fuel? Because each one is going to tell you something. If it's saturated with fuel, it's over fueling. If it's got water in the fuel, it'll actually, the spark plug can't fire on water. So a lot of times it'll foul the plug. But this one here looks clean. Check the gap to see what you got for a gap. This one looks like it might be off just a little bit. And so a lot of times you can just give them a little tap. And then check your gap again to make sure it's there. But this plug is good. So the next step is you're going to want to thread in your compression tester. And you know, in most of my videos that you watch, I stress so much that you need to do this first. And why do you need to do this first? So that you're not chasing your tail trying to figure out everything on that saw and then come to find out that it's just worn out and it hasn't got enough compression to run. So we're going to want to take and pull this over 4 or 5 times. I've got 125. Not bad for an older saw like this that I've had for probably 20 years now. Alright, so we're done with the compression tester. We have good compression, so that's good. So we want to put that plug back in for the next test. Get her snug and then just a little bit snugger. The reason I like this set, it's a Quinn set from Harbor Freight, is it locks onto the socket so your socket doesn't fall off in there. Alright, so now we're all done with those. The next thing we're going to do is find out if we're getting fire from the coil. If we're not getting fire from the coil, then it's either a bad coil, or a lot of times I've seen where the on and off will get grounded and it won't work the way it should. So let's just pop that on there. That. Oh. And it's got a nice bright spark in here. So what is that telling us? It's telling us that the coil is great, that it's putting out a good fire, but you can have a weak spark coming from the coil, maybe going bad. But if it's a strong spark, then that's usually pretty good. So we can put that back on. Now, what it's not telling you is if that spark plug is any good. A lot of guys told me that they thought if they put this on that showed that the plug was good, and it doesn't. It just shows that we're getting current coming off the flywheel where the coil energizes and sends it up. Now at this point we know that it's got good compression, it's got good fire. So what would be the next issue that could possibly be going on? And that's in the fuel system itself. Whether it's with us, what I've noticed is most of the repairs that are coming through where it's a no fire or no start, it's the fuel. And I can't stress it enough. If it's old fuel from a month or two ago or longer, dump it, put fresh in that is 91 octane for these 2-strokes. Make sure it's 50-to-1 mix. And we also add PRI-G to all of our fuel. That just kind of helps it stay stable longer. So that's the next thing I do is I dump the fuel out and put in fresh fuel. At that point, I'm going to go ahead and try to start that saw. Once I have good compression, good fire, and fresh fuel. Now, if I can't get it to fire up, what am I going to do? I'm going to pop the spark plug out and put in a new plug to make sure that the plug isn't foul, because they do foul and they do go bad. The other thing you have to be concerned with is air. Is it getting enough air into the air breather? If it's plugged up and this is needs to be blown out, these can be blown out, it will act like it's over fueling and it will give like running boggy smell the fuel. It's just over fueling itself. So put that back. I gotcha. Alright, so fresh fuel, compression, fire, air breather looks good. The other thing, if you're having compression issues, is the spark arrestor. It's these 2 bolts right here with the exhaust that you can actually, it'll get built up with carbon from maybe running too rich and stuff like that, and it will plug up. So when you're trying to do a compression, it has no place to vent, right? So it hits a brick wall. Now, by the time it gets to us, most people have taken that spark arrestor out and never put it back in. And you guys that are doing that, it's there for a reason. It's just to kind of keep forest fires down so that the spark isn't hitting the dry earth and the dry leaves and everything else. So that's another area to check. And if you're running low for a PSI and you check here, a lot of times you can pull that muffler right off because you've already taken the 2 bolts out, the 2 nuts off these studs, slide it out, and you can take a look at the piston to see if there's any score or wear marks on the piston itself. That's it, guys. It's pretty straightforward. If you got good compression, good fire, good fuel, and a good air, that puppy will run. Now, when you talk about the fuel system, the carburetors do get gummed up at times where they need to be taken off and cleaned and put back on. We have an ultrasonic cleaner that we throw in there. But by doing all those checks, let's just take a look, and everything is that's all she wrote, guys.